A big hello from me, welcome back to Paul Rolls Dice, and welcome to another video. And today we are taking a look at the newest addition to my ever-growing video game board game collection. This is Borderlands, Mr. Torgue's Arena of Badassery. Now, this has been out for a few years. I think it released in 2023. It was a crowd-funded game through Monster Fight Club and obviously licensed via Gearbox Entertainment. One of my friends has this game. We played a little bit of it a few years ago, but not enough for me to be fully sated because I do love the Borderlands IP, and I saw this on Amazon for very, very cheap recently, like £35, which is a crazy price for this game, and I thought we need this, and it's time to unbox it now. You probably noticed I have opened this already because I've just got back from my vacation to Japan, and this was waiting at the door when we got home. So to kind of get rid of some of the post-Japan blues, I thought buying a new board game would be a cool idea. And without thinking, I opened it, I ripped into it quickly before realising, hang on, this could make a fun video because we've not done an unboxing for a while. So let's dive into this. We'll open this up. We've got some leaflets from Monster Fight Club, who also do terrain and scenery for war games. On the other side, we have a flyer for Cyberpunk Combat Zone. Cyberpunk, another IP I'm a big fan of. I might have to check that out at some point. So first and foremost, guys, we have a drawstring loot bag. This is already full of tokens. These tokens are used in the game to generate rewards like leveling up your Vault Hunters, your playable characters, grabbing extra loot, grabbing money, that kind of stuff. So it's nice that we've got something to put those tokens in. We have the Arena of Badassery rulebook. Now, this rulebook runs the gambit of a mixed bag. Some say it's okay, some say it's kind of laid out terrible, but either way, it is in full colour, and we love a full colour rulebook. We won't go through the rulebook. We'll be diving into this game on the channel at some point, but for now, rest assured we have a full colour rulebook. We also have a booklet of scenarios. This game comes with, I think it's 12 scenarios, and you can play them independently, or you can play them as a campaign, and that is what I am most looking forward to. So there is the scenarios. I won't spoil any of those. Let's get on to the tiles and the tokens. So the arena itself is the Pandora-looking, wasteland-looking aesthetic. We've got an absolute ton of tiles, dual-sided tiles as well, and then when you build the scenarios, they'll explain where these are going to be going and in what order. These tokens here are the enemy spawn points, and then once the spawn points are destroyed or removed, you can flip them over and use them as normal tiles. So we'll kind of get those out of the way. It's fallen apart because, as I said before, I have opened this. Next is the second sheet of tiles, and we have some internals as well. We have some buildings, which again are all dual-sided. The artwork is very, very nice. So when you are using these tiles, you can pretty much use whatever side you want within reason. Certain ones will use the symbols on the tiles, but yeah, you can have them in whatever way you want to kind of add flavour to things as well. So we'll move those out of the way. Before we do, let's just have a quick dive into one of the more colourful tiles, because they are quite drab and dreary, because Pandora is an absolute cesspit, an absolute wasteland, but it is nice to have a little splash of colour for some of the missions as well. So we have 4 full sheets of tiles with even more spawn points. Next we have the sprue for the tokens. All of these are already in the loot bag, which I explained earlier, but then we do have some status tokens, so buffs and debuffs, and then we have certain tokens that will go onto the board. We have some terrain in the form of car tyres. We have the vending machines as well for tokens. And then this one, we have tokens for the actions in the game. Now, this game uses a system called the reaction system. So your Vault Hunters will have tokens, either green, yellow, or red, and these will dictate certain things in the game that you can do. Green being the best ones, red being the worst, and they will also dictate the shape of the dice as well. So, for instance, if you use one of your green reaction tokens to make an attack, you will roll a green 12-sided die. If you use red, you will roll the red 6-sided die. And all of the dice also have certain symbols on, but we'll go over those as well. Shield tokens, Borderlands is very, very famous for having shields as well as your overall health, your overall hit points. So we would be using these for that as well. We've got some tyres there. We then have some barrels with all of the different elements. We have burning, we have corrosive, we have shock, we have slag, all of that kind of stuff, and then some other various tokens as well. Respawn points, these ones are actually 3D, so you pop them on the little stand and it stands up on the board as well. So that's all of the tokens now. Onto the figures. This game comes with an absolute ton of figures. Now, these are all bad guys. We have psychos, we have reavers, we have mini badasses, we even have skags. Skags are in a different colour for some reason, but they look pretty cool anyway. So yeah, nice amount of enemy tokens, but that is miniatures, but that's not all. Look at this. Let's just move this out of the way before we dive into everything else. Take a look at what comes in the base game. This is the base game boss miniature. These are the playable characters. If I just grab Salvador, the Gunzerker, look at the size difference. This thing even has an actual bad guy in the cage. I can't remember the name of this guy, but we'll dive in at some point. I just wanted to kind of show you the size of him. So we have all of the Vault Hunters here. We even have a little figure for Mordecai's... was it Bloodwing? Deathwing? Bloodwing? I think it's Bloodwing. Anyway, so those are the miniatures. And then this is also one of the playable Vault Hunters as well. You can transform into this walking mech. And even compared to that, it's still a little bit smaller, but it does look quite cool, quite formidable. So those are the miniatures. We have base clip-ons, rubber base clip-ons, when we need to transform an enemy into a bigger version of it. So to save miniature space, I guess, because we already get a ton of miniatures, we pop one of these on and this will become a badass psycho, a badass whatever. You get the gist. So there's those. Next, let's take a look at these dice that we mentioned. So this is the green 12-sided dice. We have normal numbers. We'll be rolling these. That will be for skill tests, for attack tests, for defense tests, all that kind of stuff. We have a critical hit symbol and a fumble. So if you roll the fumble, you automatically fail. If you roll the highest one, you automatically crit. Now, here's the thing. You've got more chance of dealing bigger damage on the green, but technically more chance of causing a crit on a smaller die, but also more chance of the fumble. So we have D12s for green, D8s for yellow. We have D6s for red, but then we also have some extra dice. These are for various things in the game where we might have to roll a D10. But again, we'll learn how to play it at some point. And we even have, if I grab it, a little D4. So those are some really cool dice of the React system. Let's take a look at all of the cards. So these are Torgue's announcement cards. Again, in-game, these are going to dictate what the enemies do on a turn. This is quite a high level one. This is a level 3 enemy one. So once your Vault Hunters level up, you will swap out the base game cards with less things for the enemies to do. So they would only move, attack, and then spawn. But if you're quite high level, the enemies are going to be doing a heck of a lot of stuff. So those are all of the announcement cards. Then we have, I'll flip it over, we have all of the cards for the enemies. They will come with movement, defense, health, abilities, what happens if you crit or fumble against enemies as well. Lots of variety, which is really, really cool. So we'll kind of just fly through some of these. They've essentially just ripped artwork from the video game, which it's not too bad. So those are all of the bad guys. Then we will have the Skags, and then even more bad guys until we get on to the Vault Hunters. Now, just like the video game, I'm going to show you this. Do they all have 2? No, they don't. They have 3. They're a little bit mixed up. So every Vault Hunter will have access to 3 skill trees. During character creation or player choice, you're going to choose one of these trees, and you'll be leveling up and going down the list and upgrading yourself, just like in the Borderlands game. But you can respec yourself. So if you're not feeling the Mordecai Gunslinger, you could go down the Rogue, you could go down the Sniper, and that's the same with all of the Vault Hunters as well. And on the back of them, there's a nice picture for all of the Vault Hunters. So we have Mordecai, Mose, Amara. I always play Sirens in the video games, and Salvador for the Vault Hunters. Iron Bear is the mech that you can also have as well. So if we take a look at a stat card for a character, these are the amount of tokens you will be starting with in the game. So all of the Vault Hunters will have a green, a yellow, and a yellow. Then when you spend them, you flip the token over until you have no actions left, essentially. So that is all of the Vault Hunters. these are all of the announcements, so we've looked at all of those. And then we have this deck here, which is random events and things that will happen in the game. We'll draw these, flip them over. Red is the more dangerous, blue are the weaker ones. And they'll just add some variety into the game. On top of that, we also have bounty cards. So during your missions, during your campaign scenarios, you might pick up various bounties, which will allow you to go on essentially a side quest. The information is who you'll be against, all of the enemy spawns, the information of the mission, and how to actually complete it. Again, I won't spoil these because we are going to be going into it blind when I do play it on the channel, but there's an absolute ton of stuff. And then we also have cards which are called the spotlight cards. So because we're in an arena, the enemies need somebody to hone in on, as in the character has the spotlight. And that can change during the game as well. And you can kind of mess around with it to aggro the enemies and to try and bypass them in certain ways for pincer moves, and because it is a fully co-op game. And then we have some red ones as well for the more dangerous of the events. On to the main beating heart of Borderlands. That is, of course, the loot and the gear. We have a massive, massive pile of guns. Not a bazillion or a gazillion like it kind of explains in the video games, but absolutely tons, easily 100, over 100 for guns. We won't go through all of them in detail, but rest assured there are an absolute gambit of types. We've got a pistol there. All of them come with keywords, which will dictate things they can do in the game. This is the range as well, so this one can shoot up to 2 hexes away, so red or yellow. Sniper rifle shoots only 4 or more away, and then we'll have shotguns, we'll bang stick, all sorts of things. An absolute ton of guns, as you can see. And to complement the guns, oh, there's one there as well, we will also need grenade mods and accessories, equipment, that kind of stuff. So we've got mods that you can equip to your character. These will range from extra shields. What's that called? It's piss. Wow, that's a piss grenade. We'll have mods that'll upgrade your stats. We'll have mods that'll upgrade your grenades. Mods that allow you to reload faster. Mods that allow you to take more actions. There is an absolute ton of stuff in this game. So that is the ammo dump, and that is the Torgue's cards. Torgue's cards are kind of like the special reward cards when you're doing well in a mission. And then we have the Dr. Zed's Meds vending machine, and these will have, again, more and more mods, more guns here. If we flip this over, we should be able to see. So if we go through all of the guns, hopefully we can see some shields. There we go. And each shield is different. It will show you which shield counters you have on them, and they'll have special abilities. They've all got a monetary value as well, so you can purchase these or sell them in between missions as well to fully customize your character, because in between missions there will be like a market deck of cards or a market row of cards that you and your allies can spend into. With this game, even if you play solo, you do have to use all 4 Vault Hunters, so it's going to be quite a challenge for me to kind of get this on the channel. I'm probably going to need more space than this, but we'll see what we can do anyway. But it's looking great. It's packed full of content. Really excited to get this onto the channel. If you would like more videos on this in terms of maybe the Vault Hunter deep dives, we can take an absolutely thorough look at the cards. But until then, my friends, it is good to be back. I know I've been away for a while, but content should be flowing again. Stay tuned for more unboxings, more gameplay, some upcoming streams, and don't forget, Paul Plays Games. I will be diving into some video games on there very, very soon. It's been a busy few months, but I am trying my best to get back on top of things. But anyway, guys, I am rambling. Thank you so much. Please leave a like if you did like the video. Drop a subscription. Join us. Check us out. Hang out in the comments. I'll see you very, very soon.